Hey everybody. Oh God, do I need this. Alright, we are live right now. What did you write today? Sorry it took me a while. I had trouble finding everything today. And today's topic is one that's near and dear to my heart. The topic is crowd. So without further ado, I'm actually going to repeat all of this. Okay. Hey, everybody. Oh, God. All right, for those who don't know, the topic is crowd. So, make sure we write it down. We might have to be changing pens once or twice. This pen's on its last legs. Usually I try to do a suggestion from social media, but, you know, it just didn't happen to work out today. Let's use it's a completely new pen kind of day. So for those who don't know, What Did You Write Today is a look into the writing process of me. Steve Whalen, Mr. Jokes. I write a lot of jokes. I write a lot of one-liners. And a lot of people ask me, Steve, who do you get your ideas from? Where do you get your ideas from? And this is basically the number one way I do. I take, concepts from everyday life and I flesh them out. So without further ado, let's get started. Feel free to leave a comment. Please like, share, read a comment, and write a comment. Feel free, whether it's a joke, whether it's what you thought of the joke, anything. I'm happy for you. Play some music. Per usual, on Thursdays, we usually play something a little snappy. And this is a live 1974 rendition of Herbie Hancock's Headhunters. Great album. Herbie Hancock is, without question, a musical genius. And this is one of his best albums. We might have to wrap up a little early. This album's an hour and 6 minutes, but we'll see. I kind of need this today. I've been having a bit of a bad career. No, but hey. Oh. There we go. So what do I think of when I think of crowd? I think of, like an audience. Something that I deal with every day. What else I think of? Obviously, a crowd is made up of people. Crowd. I think a crowd is sort of, it's a barometer, if I may, of how well you're doing as a comedian. So I think it even though it's very vague, we can just write down comedian. And what are some other things? You think of a crowd, you think of, a large group of people, but you think of, it's a little crazy. It's a little chaotic, right? To be stuck in a crowd. I'm going to be linking a lot of this to comedy. What else do I have? Crowd, it's crazy. It's out of control. This joke web style is inspired by Sally Halloway's Serious Guide to Joke Writing. Highly recommend checking it out. Crowd, crazy. Let's see. So feel free to leave a comment. I'll be reading them throughout the night, and if you are a comedian or an entertainer or anything like that, I'll be happy to give you a shout out. Crazy. Crowds are nuts. They're wild. It's scary. Scary. It's, I love this crowd. That's my catchphrase, you know what I mean? So I guess we'll write that down. I could riff on, you know, catchphrases and... Let's make sure we do something very important. Write down the number. Remember, you're never done, so even if you write a joke, you automatically fill in the next number. Crowd, I love this crowd. Comedian. Popular, right? Success. What are some unusual people, right? Unusual. Well, think of a crowd maybe old or young, right? Seniors. I did a show for kids. A lot of people say to me, oh, you have a clean act. It'll be great for kids. But, you know, you kind of have to be paying attention to get my comedy. I learned that today. Oh, let's see. Paying attention, right? The audience. Clean. That really should be over here. Sort of a... You're a clean comedian. Crowd. Audience has got to be paying attention, right? What does an audience do? They clap, right? Please clap. Audiences, they... you bow to them. You face them. Face the music. Audiences, they stand and applaud. Walk in and out. Let me write down this joke. This is a joke I thought of on the way when I was going around yesterday. The extent of the joke is, I raise money for charity. I've been sponsoring people who walk out of my act. Which is not bad in and of itself. That's sort of a clean way to do it. I raise money for charity. I've been sponsoring the people who walk out of my set. Who walk out of my act, who walk away from my act. I've been sponsoring people who walk out while I'm performing. I've been sponsoring people who walk out during my act. During? It's during. Who walk out during my act. Who work out while I'm on, who walk out. What are some other types of audience? There's a bringer show, which an audience would not understand, but we'll write it down. Who knows? I love this crowd. That's my catchphrase. That's a shirt. I usually don't do jokes about my merch because, believe it or not, I have standards. Comedian, popular, success, fame. Ooh, what if you assemble a crowd in the streets? Right? That's pretty crazy. Where could a crowd be that would be scary? In the streets, in the city? My shows are out of control. But let's write down... This is such a good album. If anything, you get good music out of this. Does everybody know what that is, to sponsor somebody, like for the March of Dimes? I raise money for charity. I sponsor people. I sponsor the people who walk out during my set. Who walk out It's just a tough sentence. We're going to use the word during. Oh. The world makes sense here while you're writing. That's the beauty of it. I think we should write down more ideas. Okay. People. Oh, there's some unusual people out there. They're crazy. Nuts. Scary. I don't know why, but I'm writing down tinfoil hat. Maybe I can describe the places, right? Somebody recommended Staten Island. That's always a funny place to make fun of. And Jersey. Those new Jordans. What else? Long Island. I draw crowds, right? Well, I like that term, drawing a crowd. Right? That's silly. Draw. Huh? A pen or a pencil. I have pull. I like showbiz jargon. Right? Showbiz. Popular, success, fame. You're a draw. You're a showstopper. I'm a showstopper. The bad kind. I'm a showstopper. I thought being a showstopper was a good thing. My act's a real showstopper. Please. Please. My audiences tell me to drop the mic. Please. My audiences tell me to drop the mic now. You know what? That's a good way to bring that back. The audiences say I'm a real showstopper. The audience people say I'm a real showstopper. People say I'm a real showstopper. Please. We'll write this showstopper joke. My audiences tell me to drop the mic now. To drop the mic immediately. Immediately is a fun word. Now it makes for a better joke, but whatever. My act is a real showstopper. It's a blockbuster. My act's a blockbuster video. My act is not really a blockbuster. It's more of a blockbuster video. My audiences tell me I'm a real showstopper immediately. What is another word for a stopper? stop. Think about the opposite. Think of a cliche. We got our cheat sheet right here. My act is a real showstopper. Pause. Yeah, okay, we got some good. They hate when I pick it back up. Okay, Alan. Alan Yasqueen, Vin Forte, Stephen Ignatius, all good people. My act's not a blockbuster, it's more of a red box. I hear you, man. My act is so outdated, you can currently buy my new special on Betamax. I used to have a joke where it would say, like, the old school racist comedian, or like, something like that, where it'd say, I'm running faster than a black guy with a stolen Betamax, people. My act is a real showstopper. Alright, we can't get too caught up in this. So we'll just put a little line there. Alright. The people are unusual. I do the clean circuit. The circuit. Crazy. Crowds are out of control. Please clap. I like this idea about audiences, the way they do things where it's like, my audiences don't clap or whatever. My audiences clap their hands in prayer. My audiences put their hands together in prayer. It doesn't quite make too much sense, but my audiences put their hands together in prayer. That's not a good joke. My audiences give a standing ovation. Paying attention, face the music. What else have we got? Walk in and out, showbiz, stand. Audiences sit. All right, they're on chairs. What else have we got? My audiences. An audience is a dime a dozen. That doesn't really make sense, but we're figuring it out. People. Oh, where do they bring in people? You know how, like, well, I don't know if you know this, they'll bring in They'll bark in people from like the M&M store and places like this. Shirt catchphrase. I bring in the crowds and then you bring out your dead. When I performed, they were laughing across the street. What was playing over there? They call my act a moment of silence. My host brought me up, he said, and now a moment of silence. There we go, that's not horrible. This is horrible. Any Star Fox fans? My act's a real showstopper. My act's a real showstopper. Stopper. My act's a showstopper. Last time my host brought me up, he said, and now a moment of silence. It's still going on. My act will stop the show. Please. I'm a giving guy. I sponsor everyone who walks out of my act. That's what they do. I've never been clever enough, but I feel like there's potential in words like onlooker, passerby, bystander. Let's write those words down. Passerby. One thing that comes immediately to my mind when I think of passerby is kind of like a dating joke where I say, like, I'm not in the driver's seat with dating. I'm more like a passerby. You know, I pass her and she says bye. Am I right, people? There we go. They tell me you're an ass, man. I'm actually really excited for Saturday because I'm going to be live stream riffing some movies and commercials. And one of the movies is a real doozy. Oh my goodness, you're going to love it. Not only did I download it, but I also color corrected it. So I probably have the best version you can find without buying the DVD. Let's see. I'm not in the driver's seat when it comes to dating. This joke is a little long, but it could be. But thank you so much, Alan, for the idea. This is very long. You know, they say women are a lot like cars, you know what I mean? On a cold night, you can never get one to turn over. Am I right, fellas? You guys know what I'm talking about. This might be my late night joke. Oh, man. Gotta get out of that chair or else I'll be in it the whole night. Ooh, I kind of like this one with a yeah. Ooh. Ooh, you're going to like our fake trees. Yeah. Bye. My ex a real showstopper. Oh, it's hard for me to kindle a relationship. I'm more like a nook. All right. A little miscellaneous up there. Let's see. Curry ejected. I'm sick of the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're a bunch of whiners. My crowds tell me I'm hot stuff, mainly because they always end up lighting me on fire. Vin said, this is an awful joke, it makes no sense, but sometimes you have to throw things out there that make you and you alone laugh. Vin, welcome to my career. Okay. I sponsor the people who walk out during... Okay, this joke is fine. Okay. My act's a real showstopper. You can find me on... Alright. You ever hear of Bumble? Bumble is like Tinder with an attitude. But, no, Bumble... I thought of a Bumble joke. Where it was like... None of the ladies message me on Bumble. I don't have the buzz. Hey, there we go. Oh my goodness. Whoops. Whew. I'm a little out of it today. Oh. Wow, this is some good performance. Never had a lady say that to me. don't have any buzz. This is a joke I really like, but it's too conceptual. Friend of mine said, tell the ladies on Tinder you're tall. So I said I was 6'3". None of the ladies messaged me, so I said I was 6'5". A lady started messaging me. I said, why you message me now? She said, you really grew on me. Come on, that's funny. In fact, we're going to work on that one. Put that in the joke hospital, baby. I got to update the joke hospital. I really have no excuse for this. I'm too busy playing video games. Oh, and watching YouTubes of people play video games. Alright, success. Blockbuster. I can draw a crowd. I can't even draw a crowd on my notepad.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you, Herbie.
Actually, that was 2 songs.
Yeah. Alright, I'm sorry, Herbie, but I want to listen to that music. Thank you. Yeah, I avoid music with lyrics a lot of the time. Alright. I don't have any buzz feed. My audience has put their hands together in prayer. My act is a real showstopper. My audiences tell me I stopped the show in a bad way. Oh, excuse me. My audiences tell me I stopped the show. They say, hey, stop the show. It's tough to do jokes like that because then you don't want some moron in the crowd being like, hey, stop the show. I'm funny. My audiences tell me I stopped the show. My agent says I'm a real showstopper. I love the idea of an agent. The idea of an agent. That's the name of my new indie band, The Idea of an Agent. Bring in, bring out. I can't even draw a crowd on Oculus Rift. I can't wait for Oculus Rift to become more popular. So that joke makes sense. Is this an audience or an oil painting? Well, they did say I could draw a crowd. Who said I couldn't draw a crowd? And they said I can't draw a crowd. I did a corporate gig for Crayola. Boy, I could really draw a crowd. There we go. I did a corporate gig for Crayola. Crayola. That's a good one for like artists. You know what? I had somebody tell me I was doing crowd work. I said, what do you do for a living? Somebody said counterterrorism. How the hell do you respond to that? I came up with one. I said, you want to talk about an inside joke? See, there you go. A nice little funny 9/11 joke. None of the ladies messaged me on Bumble. I did a corporate gig for Crayola. Crayola is a funny word. Oh, there was a drunk lady in the crowd tonight. I said to somebody, what do you do for a living? Photographer. And I did a joke, I did a corporate gig for Polaroid, didn't pay well, great exposure. And then I said, what do you do for a living? She goes, she was drunk. She goes, I'm a photographer too. And you already did that one. So I tried to laugh it off, but the crowd did not laugh it off. I did a corporate gig for Crayola. Crayola. I couldn't draw a crowd. God, it feels good to be here with you guys writing. We should be writing instead of riffing. My goal really today is to come up with some kind of showstopper joke. I think showstopper. I just came up, I wrote down LIO because it was laugh it off. I just realized that was a funny expression. Laugh it off. Hey, you're not feeling that great, audience? Why don't you laugh it off with me? You guys are good. You guys, we've got problems, but hey, we can laugh it off. Yeah, I pass her and she says bye. Give me a break with those driving jokes, am I right? Thank you, J Risk. J Risk is a good man. There we go. Dig the Gru on me one. Yeah, that's a good joke, Alan. I have to... 30 seconds and annoys you? Something withhold your applause. Yeah, Vin, I feel like... what's his name? The Unknown Comic, one of my all-time favorite comedians, Murray Langston, has a joke where... if a couple of jokes don't do well... Because he does jokes lightning fast, even faster than me. And he's... If you can believe it. But, like, even... And if a couple don't click in a row, he'll go... you guys really have remarkable restraint. But, so yeah, hold your applause is a tough one. It's tough for me because I'm so big and fat and mean looking in terms of, like, I could really look mean. That's why I gotta shave immediately. That it's, and sarcastic that I have to be very careful. I wish I could say stuff like hold your applause and no, don't get up. But sometimes it comes off mean. But you know what? Hold your applause. There might be something there. Yeah, I'm gone into sit mode, okay? I had a rough day. Hold your applause until the end of the... They told me to hold my laughs until the end of the performance. Guys, hold your laughs until the end of your performance. There you go, huh? We did it. Feel free to hold your laughs until the end of the performance. Sheesh. We'll throw in a little sheesh at the end. Sheesh and chong. Even that's kind of a riff. Does that count as a joke? Feel free to hold your laughter until after the set. There we go. Vin, we did it. Vin's a good guy. He's got a podcast. Anytime with Vin Forte, I was on it, and he's had some great guests, Todd Glass, Paul Scheer. Feel free to hold your laughs until after my act. But that's one where I have to immediately establish that I'm kidding. Sheesh. Sheesh and Sean. Oh my goodness. Herbie Hancock, take me away. Woo! What an album. My act's a real showstopper. Something to riff on commercials. Man, on Saturday, I'm going to have a lot of fun. I really, yeah. Okay. I raise money for charity. I sponsor people who walk out during my act. Okay? $700. Cheech and Chong. Sheesh. Sheesh and Chong. Sheesh and Chong. I hate you. Oh. My act isn't really a blockbuster. It's more of a blockbuster video. But no one says, they say a movie's a blockbuster. My act is a real show. Maybe we're being a little too uptight here about the beginning of that. My agent said my act's a showstopper. They market my act as the only showstopper that stops the show. In my country, show stops you. Audience is usually captured. You know, a lot of people give Yakov Smirnoff crap, but he's actually hilarious. Cheech and Chong still groaning? Hey, watch it, pal. We'll write down the grow on me one. I like that we're holding steady at viewers. That's nice. Usually there's a dip. A little dip, dip, dip. I couldn't draw a crowd. Cheech and Chong. Okay, we'll write out the Tinder joke. We'll see if we can cut it down to 3 sentences. What do we have now? I think it's almost like 5 or 6 sentences. This is the original. My friend told me to say how tall I was on Tinder to pick up women. Already way too long of a premise. I wrote down that I was 6'3" and nobody messaged me. I changed it so I wrote that I was 6'5" and a lady messaged me. I said, why did you message me now? She said something about you grew on me. That's 5 sentences, and some of them are like compound sentences that are very long. Let's get this back to 3 sentences, and I think we can do this. I wrote on Tinder that I was 6'3", but none of the ladies messaged me, so I wrote I was 6'5". A lady messaged me and said, hey, I saw your profile and you really grew on me. So that's 2 sentences, but it's a little long. You know, I'm 6'3", but I lied and said I'm 6'5" on Tinder. Lady messaged me. She said, I saw your profile and something about you grew on me. There you go. So that's a good way to get people to hate me. Hey, that's Tinder, baby. I'm 6'3". You gotta remember to write out the whole number, not just... Should I establish that I lied? I'm 6'3", but I lied on Tinder and said I'm 6'5". I'm 6'3", but on Tinder I said I'm 6'5". I don't like that I come out on top on this one. Hey, fellas. This is a good rule. Rule of thumb is to write down anything relatively amusing, funny or amusing that you think of when you're in the street. You got a smartphone in your pocket. It's really tough to come up with an excuse to not write down something funny or relatively amusing. Even if you're watching TV and you see a commercial or something, or somebody says something silly on the news, and you're like, oh, that was kind of a jumbled phrase, and write down that. Only good things can happen. I'm 6'3", but I lied on Tinder and said I'm 6'5". The lady messaged me. She said, hey, I saw your profile and something about you really grew on me, people. I'm getting a Tinder message right now from the Pope. I don't know. That was funny to me. Come on, folks. Lay down some comments on me. I'll give you a shout out. I'm 6'3", but I lied on Tinder and said I'm 6'5". I'm 6'3", but on Tinder I wrote I'm 6'5". But on Tinder I said, I think I'll sell that with a little hand gesture. Tinder jokes still work, folks. said I'm 6'6". I said I'm 6'7". I said I'm 6'5". I don't know. I like that. 6'5". A lady messaged me and said, "Hey, I saw your profile and you really grew on me." And said, "It's something about you really," and said, "I saw your profile and something about you really grew on me." Look at this, huh? There was nothing on this wall 30 minutes ago, and now... Charles, that's a great joke. My agent got me a writing gig for Barnes & Noble. I got them Chapter 11. Oh, man, I did a corporate gig for Barnes & Noble. They want Chapter 11. Oh, I really like that. Book jokes are great if you got the spine for them. Oh, my God, that's funny, Charles. Man, are you funny. Charles is a great guy. He's a social media director on the special Without Brett Davis, but he also has great social media accounts. Check him out, Citybug7, CITYBUG7. You can see him on Instagram and stuff like that. 10 jokes, huh? Well, technically 9 right now. We got to finish up Showstopper. My act's a real showstopper. They tell me I'm a showstopper while I'm on stage. Okay. You know, people tell me I'm a showstopper while I'm on stage. While I'm on stage. Last woman was... And now a moment of silence. The last time my host brought me up, he said, "And now a moment of silence." During my act. My act's a real showstopper. People tell me my act's a real showstopper when I'm on stage. I'm not a showstopper. I'm a show grind to a haltster. I'm not a showstopper. I'm more of a show pauser. I'm a Paul Reiser. Just do a Seinfeld impression and say you're Paul Reiser. Got matched with Flint on Tinder. Charles, you're killing it. I'm on a roll tonight. Thank you, Vin. Not bad, right? I guess from pain comes comedy. We're gonna write down. My act's not a showstopper. It's more of a show pauser. It's more of a show grind to a haltster. It's more of a show. My act's a conversation starter. The conversation. Where's the exit? My act is a conversation starter. The conversation is, where's the exit? Oh my God, Herbie Hancock is the reason why we're doing so well. Oh. The Conversation is a great movie. I used to think this was a real question mark followed by an exclamation point. I used to read so many comic books, and particularly the Archie Sonic comic books. They would use that a lot, and I used to think that was real. And I would write that in essays in junior high, and the teacher gave me a bad grade. Alan is a guitarist. Might be fun to have an actual band in the background for one of these things. Yeah, anything but me. Yeah, there's been... I saw there was a show in Denver that did that too. It was very interesting, but... yeah, the... oh, and this is also another funny story. There was a shirt that does merch tees. Well, I'll tell the first part first. The shows of the rock bands, that's pretty cool. You kind of have to be high energy. I've had people tell me I'm a punk rock comedian. Let me know if you need a business card. But seriously, I've had multiple people tell me, they're like, you're kind of a punk rock comic. I messaged, when I was making my merch, which you'll be able to buy on my website soon, I was asking around this company that primarily designs band t-shirts, and you kind of have to like prove you're a band to get it. I have no idea why. And I messaged them, and I was like, I'm not a band, but I'm a comedian, and so it's kind of like the same thing because I'm out and I'm performing. Can I... And then they messaged me back, and they're like, we'll get back to you. And then they messaged me a couple days later, they'd be like, yeah, sure, you can order. God, I could love the conversation. This guy's a comedian. What do we do? Oh, I guess maybe that story wasn't so great. My phone burned up. My act is a real conversation starter. The conversation is, where's the exit? I have another joke that I really like that's like that, where it says, I'm a truth teller comedian. The truth is, I need $1 for the bus. That's funny, no matter who you are. And it never gets a laugh. So we'll write that down in the joke hospital. Ow, my foot. I'm a truth teller comedian. The truth is... Who's on Tinder? Who's on Tinder? What's on Bumble? Oh boy, I'm sensing the gem of an idea right here. Who's on Tinder? What's on Bumble? Oh my goodness, I have a feeling there's going to be a long form... Abbott and Costello, emphasis on the cost. I don't know. Put a little 11 right here. What do we got? You haven't played jazz in years? Yeah, man, I wish I could play jazz saxophone. I'm an alto man myself, but I don't have any working saxophones, and I would... my mother is a what do you call it? She's a consultant for a school, and she's there all the time. And she was saying there's been a leftover musical instrument or a leftover saxophone that nobody picked up all year. Do you want it? And I was like, of course I want. Like, that'd be amazing. Thank you. And she messaged me and she said, oh, it's a trumpet. Do you still want it? Should have said yes. Could sell that. But I said no. And I had jazz saxophone lessons lined up. God, I would love to just... Bob Berg is one of my favorites. That's what I've been listening to lately. Let's get back. Focus. Audiences say I'm a showstopper when I'm on stage, while I'm performing. I've stopped shows better than this. If I'm a showstopper, there's something there. It's not good. Who's on Tinder? What's on Bumble? I don't know's on... I burned my finger the other day. Writing some hot material. That'd be a good prop joke. I burned my finger because I was writing some hot material. And the moron writes it down. I used to have a joke, it was online, where I had this stuff that it makes smoke on your fingers, but it smells like garbage, and it's just not practical enough, and I would like take the 3 hours to make smoke. And when the smoke comes out, I go, hey, I'm writing some hot material. Oh, God. This is going to be staring at me all night. There's a cool clip of Herbie Hancock on Sesame Street, if you look it up, where he's like showing these kids how to use synthesizers. That's pretty awesome. My act is a real showstopper, the real Ghostbusters. They call me the showstopper. People are crazy. Ooh, a bachelorette. Ooh, a bachelorette party, huh? I put the batch in bachelorette party. I wonder how many male strippers said that. Oh, God. Biodigital jazz. My act is a real showstopper. Stop, show, start, show off. I'm a show off. I'm not a showstopper comedian. I'm more of a show... What was it? Show me the money. I'm not a showstopper comedian. I'm a show the exit. More of a show you on your way. Oh, that's too long. Show and tell. Shower, show me the money, show off, show... Show, don't tell. My act is more of a show, don't tell. Show, don't tell is like a movie, political cartoon, comic strip rule of like it's a visual medium. They don't yell out Showtime. They yell out HBO. God, that's a great joke. I was saying, you know those subway dancers are bad when they don't yell out Showtime. They yell out HBO. God, I saw those subway dancers. They were so bad. They didn't yell out Showtime. They yelled out HBO. Just imagine the crew going, HBO, HBO. I should do that. I would pay good money to get a group of those kids to yell HBO. What do you think they do it for $10? Probably get them to do it for $5. Anyway, my act doesn't stop the show. It grinds it to a halt. My act stops the show. Cold. Dead. My act stops the show. How much time we got left? Fighting? Oh, Woody. Fighting is not a bad idea. I'm already torn? What's going on? Sorry, hold on. Oh, yeah. My act is a real showstopper. Intermission. I do like intermission. Intermission. My act's not really a showstopper. It's more of a show yielder. Like a stop sign. That would be real disappointing if that was what we ended with. My act is a real showstopper. See, I'm yawning too. Let's just keep the word showstopper. Oh, man. This is horrible. Show staller. Yeah, my act's a real show staller. Fred Staller. One of my all-time favorite The Special Without Brett Davis moments is when I roast that magician guy. There was a magician guy on the show, and he was kind of okay. And I felt, well, you know what, I won't feel bad. But the next week we did a show where there was supposed to be like a magical force field, and somebody said maybe it was the magician from last week, and I said, well, I don't know if it was him. I don't think he's good enough. And someone said, he was pretty good. I said, he was okay. He ate up 5 minutes. Let's be honest. And boy, that got a big laugh. I think it was kind of a nervous laugh, but he was pretty good. He was okay. He ate up 5 minutes. Let's not go crazy. Oh, that guy was a bit of a weirdo. Oh, man. Show staller. Yeah, Charles has got the right idea. Showstopper, staller, standing, station, stall, stand, step, showstaller. That's not really a showstopper, it's more of a showstaller. It's more of a show you to the exit. I don't know, I like the phrase exit a lot. My sign is exit. I asked Date what her sign is. She said, do not enter. Am I right, fellas? That joke bombed tonight. Let's see. Showstaller ain't bad, Charles. Oh, excuse me. I'm glad you guys are sticking around. It's so nice. And it looks like the headhunters are coming to a close, so we got to think of something real quick. Deadline is the best way for creativity. Show. My act's not. I don't stop the show. I wouldn't say I'm a show stopper. I'm more of a show. Show grind to a haltster. Am I a showstopper or am I a show you to the exit? Am I a show? Looking up words that rhyme with show. Blow. I'm more of a blow stopper. Crow. Crow's got to you, eh? Ho, no, low, row, stow, Matt Stowe, throw. I like show yielder, but it doesn't, I don't think they will. I'm not a show stopper, I'm more of a show yielder. Yielder. Maybe I shouldn't get too hung up on that. Maybe it's just not meant to be. Paying attention. Clap. I got a standing ovation. The last time I stopped the show, somebody pulled the fire alarm. Oh boy, it's tough out there. The last time I stopped the show, somebody pulled the fire alarm. The last time I stopped the show, I'm more of a show. I'm not a show stopper. I'm more of a show fork in the road. I'm more of a show stop. Show staller ain't bad, Charles. I'm not a show stopper. I'm more of a show you the exit. I'm going to write down show you the exit. I think that has the most potential. I think an exit joke is funny to me. Sheesh and Sean. What were we thinking? Yeah, I'm going to write that down. Sorry, Charles, I love you, but... All right, let's look at what we did today. We actually really didn't hit a wall today, which is great. That hasn't happened in a while. We're going to take a quick look. I'm going to be gentle right now with the camera. I don't want it to crash because I would like to plug my stuff. You're going to plug my stuff. This was the joke web. Crowd. These were the jokes we had. I raise money for charity. I sponsor the people who walk out during my act. I'm not a showstopper. I'm more of a show you to the exit. My audiences put their hands together, in prayer. The last time a host brought me up, he said, and now a moment of silence. Hey, it's still going on. I'm not in the driver's seat when it comes to dating. I'm more of a passerby. Yeah, I pass her and she says bye. None of the ladies message me on Bumble. I don't have any buzz. I did a corporate gig for Crayola. Couldn't draw a crowd. Feel free to hold your laughs until after my act. Sheesh. Cheech and Chong. I'm 6'3", but on Tinder I said I'm 6'5". A lady messaged me and said, I saw your profile and something about you really grew on me. My act's a conversation starter. The conversation is, where's the exit? I think that has the most potential. I burnt my fingers writing some hot material. That was kind of an afterthought. Truth Teller comic. I'm going to work on that tonight. Oh, thanks for the like. And these are the jokes to bring back. I brought back Second Cousin. That's not a bad joke. I have bad luck with the ladies. I had to ask my second cousin to prom because the first one turned me down. I performed at the Tropicana Hotel. I couldn't concentrate. Sorry, folks, that was a non-union joke. My audience is telling me to drop the mic now, to drop the mic immediately. Last time I dated a woman, I had to make it a Blockbuster night. All right, folks. Hey, all right. These are my credits. Real quick, Steve Whalen, MrJokes.com, SteveWhalen, MrJokes.com, at Real Mr. Jokes on Twitter, RealMrJokes. I'm going to be tweeting a lot more now. I have an app. It's called Buffer. It's a good app that lines up your tweets. Steve Whalen, Mr. Jokes on Instagram, SteveWhalen, MrJokes on Instagram. I post late night jokes. We'll be posting that in a minute. This happens every Thursday and Sunday at 11 p.m. Saturday, sometime around midnight or maybe even 1 a.m. I'm doing where I riff late night riffs, where I riff commercials and movies and like instructional videos. This week I got a real fun one. I hope you'll watch. The movie is going to be Legend of the Superheroes, which is a Hanna-Barbera video of a roast between DC Comics characters, and it's from the 70s. It's maybe even the early 80s. It's very funny, like very sad to watch. And then what else? Instagram. The shirts are going to be available by Monday probably, so please buy a shirt. They're only going to be $10. And I guess, I'll say this is a little important. I was at Over the 8 recently, today for my open mic. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. They were raising money for to benefit those who were affected by the tragedy in Orlando involving Pulse and the tragic shooting. So they were raising money for that. So please go to Over the 8, go to their shows, help them raise money, or donate directly in whatever way you can. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you around. I love this crowd. Have a great night. Thanks to everybody who liked, shared, commented. This will be on YouTube before you know it. Bye.